If it sounds like what I'm saying isn't gonna work, it's because it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Okay, spoiler.
Yeah, we're the cast of The Handmaid's Tale.
And we're here to catch you up on seasons 1 through 5.
Ahead of season 6, the final season, the end of an era.
Previously on The Handmaid's Tale. The Handmaid's Tale is a world centered around Gilead, America's new patriarchal theocratic regime. Set in the near future, when most women are mysteriously sterile, certain women who have proven to be fertile are forced to be the surrogates, or handmaids, for Gilead's elite. In a near dystopian future with a rapidly declining birth rate, June lives a normal life with her husband Luke, daughter Hannah, and best friend Moira. When the extremist sons of Jacob overthrow the US government and establish Gilead, June is captured while attempting to flee to Canada.
Oh, please don't take her! Please don't take her! No, please! No!
At the Red Center, June is indoctrinated to become a handmaid, forced into a breeding system to bear children for Gilead's elite. She is reunited with Moira, but while Moira escapes, June is caught and assigned to the Waterford household.
June, renamed Offred, is forced to participate in the ceremony with Commander Fred and his wife Serena Joy, who is believed to be sterile. She forms a covert relationship with Nick, the driver, who is secretly an informant for the regime. June is paired with fellow handmaid Emily, of Glen, who reveals she is part of the underground resistance Mayday. Emily is later mutilated and sent to the colonies for attempting to escape. June learns her husband Luke is alive and working with the resistance in Canada. Let's fast forward.
After the handmaids refuse to stone Janine, June is punished and taken away in a black van. Moira escapes to Canada, and June discovers she is pregnant by Nick, but then is taken away by the regime for punishment. Before June is taken away, she tells Rita, a Martha in the Waterford house, to look behind the bathtub. Rita finds a secret package that June received from Mayday with the intention of getting it out of Gilead. The package contains several letters from women in Gilead who have been forced to become handmaids and separated from their families.
June and the handmaids are subjected to a mock execution as punishment for refusing to stone Janine. Back at the Red Center, Aunt Lydia spares June upon learning she is pregnant. With Nick's help, June escapes to a safe house, burns her dress, cuts off her ear tag, and hides with Omar, a delivery driver secretly aiding the resistance and his family. When Omar disappears, June tries to reach an airstrip where a pilot awaits, but the Guardians intercept the plane, executing the pilot and taking June back to Gilead. The Waterfords pretend she was kidnapped to maintain appearances, while Aunt Lydia blames her for Omar's death.
Who killed him? Offred?
June hides troubling pregnancy complications. Meanwhile, Serena, suspecting Nick's attachment to June, has Fred arrange his marriage to Eden. Eden later confides in June, fearing Nick is uninterested in her and possibly gay.
Is that right? I don't remember that. What? We think Nick's gay?
She thought Nick was gay and tried to set him up and he almost got killed. Sydney.
I don't remember that.
Yes. And she tried to, and then they were like, and then he was really pissed off because he's like, I'm not, because you can't be gay.
Right.
And he's and yeah.
Right. All right. Well, here we go. June urges him to play along to avoid suspicion. Eden begins an affair with Isaac, a guardian, but their tryst is exposed and the two are executed. Nick travels with the Waterfords to Canada and hands off the package of letters to Luke, who uploads them to the internet, exposing Gilead and causing the Waterfords' diplomatic mission to fail. June gives birth alone in an abandoned house before being recaptured, forced to pump milk for the Waterfords, and denied access to her newborn, Nicole. Eventually, Serena allows her to breastfeed, but punishes her after Fred is injured by a suicide bombing carried out by a handmaid.
Emily, who is sent to the toxic colonies, returns when a handmaid shortage caused by the bombing forces Gilead to reassign her to Commander Lawrence, a powerful but enigmatic figure.
May God make me worthy.
Super.
June manipulates Serena into believing Nicole is safer outside Gilead. A neighboring house at the Waterfords causes enough distraction for Rita and the Marthas to help June and Nicole escape with the aid of Nick and Commander Lawrence. June entrusts Emily with the baby and stays behind to fight in the resistance and save her daughter, Hannah.
After the burning of the Waterford house, June is placed with a new commander, Lawrence, who is way different from Fred. For starters, he refuses the ceremony, prefers to care for his mentally ill wife, and aids June in Mayday activities. June's attempt to visit Hannah ends disastrously, resulting in the hanging of Hannah's Martha and adoptive family disappearing. Commander Waterford forces June and Lawrence to perform the ceremony, leading to the suicide of Commander Lawrence's wife, Eleanor. Lawrence then agrees to help June smuggle children out of Gilead.
Never a dull moment for June, who visits Jezebel's to arrange an escape plan to rescue children from Gilead, but is attacked by Commander Winslow, who attempts to assault her. She kills him and is aided by the Marthas, who help her get rid of the body. While this is all going on, the Waterfords have started an international campaign to get Nicole back, claiming she has been kidnapped. June is forced to arrange a visit between Serena, Nicole, and Luke in Canada. Serena agrees to give up Fred, but when he learns of her betrayal, he exposes her crimes, and she is also arrested. Could this get any messier?
That's the best reading of that line ever. Could this get any messier?
Is my Jennifer Coolidge?
Yeah, it was very like, I love it.
June, Rita, and the Marthas orchestrate the escape of 86 children to Canada. Rita gets on the plane with the children as their guardian. June is shot while creating a distraction to ensure the plane's departure and is carried to safety by a group of handmaids. Oof.
Lord.
Rita is reunited with Emily in Canada, where she also meets Luke and Moira and tells them about June's efforts in helping children escape from Canada.
You gotta get this kid out of Canada. Girl. Okay, here we go. So a lot happens. Jesus Christ.
A lot. I can't react because there's so much. I was like, what?
I know. Janine, Brianna, Alma, and other handmaids hide out at an abandoned farmhouse while nursing June back to health. Esther, a former victim of sexual abuse at the hands of her husband, helps kill one of her rapists, Guardian Pogues, after a pep talk from June.
We all fight.
June learns that Esther has been slowly poisoning her husband with nightshade and tries the same method to poison several Gilead commanders.
Do not mess with handmaids.
Damn, that's tough to follow.
It's tough to top that.
There's some bass.
Do not mess with handmaids.
No. She is so much better.
Well, I had to give some variety.
You do not mess with handmaids.
Okay. The Eyes raid the farm when Pogues goes missing, capturing June and torturing her for information. June eventually reveals the handmaid's location to save Hannah. The handmaids are sent to the Magdalene colony for rebellious handmaids under the control of, you guessed it, good old Aunt Lydia. They attack Aunt Lydia and escape, but only June and Janine make it out alive.
Rita helps the 86 children reunite with their families. June reunites with Moira and Luke, but her transformation into a revenge-driven revolutionary strains their relationship. Janine is returned to Gilead and placed under Aunt Lydia's control, facing harsh punishment.
I know what happens here.
That can't be good. Rita informs Fred that Serena is pregnant. June testifies against the Waterfords at the International Criminal Court. Fred strikes a deal with the U.S. government for immunity, but June and Nick plan his justice. Nick helps arrange Fred's exchange for female prisoners, but once Fred is abandoned by Nick, June and former handmaids execute him.
For whatever man sows, so shall he reap. You do this yourself, Commander.
Displaying his body with a clear message to Serena.
Here we go. After Fred dies, Serena flips the whole thing into a PR stunt, using his funeral to boost Gilead's image. For a minute, it looks like she's gaining real power until she finds out she's pregnant and ends up trapped by the Wheelers, a creepy rich couple in Canada who are affiliated with Gilead and basically treat her like a handmaid. Then comes the moment no one saw coming. Serena goes into labor in no man's land. And guess who helps deliver her baby? Yep, June.
Are you in labor?
Wait, let's rewind.
So Luke and June get captured in no man's land. They were going in to do God knows what, something with Mayday, right? And then they get separated, and it turns out that it's actually the Wheelers who put June on the bus, get her off the bus, because remember, it's that creepy guy who is off the bus when June gets pulled off the bus, and it's the guy who works with the Wheelers who's there. Oh. And then she turns around, and there's Serena, and then June gets down on her knees and prays, because she's gonna shoot her.
Oh my God.
Oh, and the creepy guy, yes, Kiefer
Remember?
Sutherland's son. Yes.
Kiefer Sutherland's son.
Yes.
Exactly.
Actually?
Russell
Yes.
Sutherland, yes.
He's great.
True, he's
He's
great.
fantastic.
Crazy voice.
And then Serena doesn't shoot me, she shoots the guy
She shoots
instead.
Rossett.
She shoots Sutherland.
Oh, the
But then she goes
Sutherland.
into
and then,
labor.
and then she goes into labor.
And you say, you gotta be
and we're
fucking
like,
kidding me.
and then we get in the car, and I think we crashed the car. Did we crash the car? But the happy reunion doesn't last. Serena gets thrown in immigration detention, and the Wheelers take her baby like he's their property.
June, don't let them take my baby!
And then there's Nick's big dilemma. Tuello offers him a deal. Spy on Gilead, and in return, June and Nicole get U.S. protection. But Nick can't bring himself to fully defect. He stays behind, still trying to play the game, even though it costs him everything, including his marriage. Meanwhile, things in Canada go from bad to worse when hostilities toward refugees rise, and June and Luke realize they need to get out after Rita informs them that the police have issued a warrant for Luke's arrest after he killed a Gilead supporter who tried to kill June.
He's done.
I know.
That's enough.
They plan to flee to Hawaii with Nicole, but at the last second, Luke sacrifices himself, acting as a decoy and getting arrested, while June and Nicole get on a train headed to safety. June finds Serena there too, also on the run with her baby, because of course.
They are stuck on a train together. This is not by choice. There is not an intended alliance. They are trying both to get to a better place for their families in all seriousness and for their children. And I think that Serena is the last person that she would like to see on that train.
Over in Gilead, Nick completely snaps and punches Lawrence at his wedding because he feels that he is responsible for the attempt on June's life, landing himself in jail. And Janine? Well, she finally goes too far and gets dragged away by the eyes, leaving Aunt Lydia absolutely wrecked.
Janine! This is outrageous! I'm calling the commander this minute. You will pay for this!
I don't think Rita is ever really excited to join any sort of resistance, but her love for her family and her betrayal by Nick forces her with no other options. She doesn't want to be stuck in New Bethlehem. She wants to have her family, and she also wants to save her beautiful friend. And so with no options, I think she really finally runs towards the danger.
New Bethlehem is an idea that Commander Lawrence comes up with that is kind of a Gilead light, for a better way of saying it. It is a place that he is hoping bridges the gap between the old America, or what we know of as America, which is now just Hawaii and Alaska and Gilead. And what he is proposing is a kind of kinder, safer version of Gilead where women can read and where there isn't a ceremony and where there are no handmaids, but that still has the traditional values that Gilead is built around.
There's no handmaids in New Bethlehem.
There's no handmaids in New Bethlehem.
So
Yeah.
commanders and wives can live there, but they don't
wouldn't
have
have
to.
a
But they don't have to have a
Exactly.
Have to have a handmaid.
But I will say it's not a good idea.
No, of course.
So, like, don't move there, you mean?
So, like, if
Don't go, girl.
it sounds like what I'm saying isn't gonna work,
Yeah.
it's because it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
spoiler.
Yeah, so
Totally.
it's not a good idea. And that's everything you need to know ahead of the final season of The Handmaid's Tale.